Hello, I'm the Metal Therapist, and today we are delving into the song Satanized by Ghost. This was a song that was requested. I know it's a new song by Ghost. I have absolutely no idea what this song is about, although there is a clue in the title. So I'm going to see how I can sort of pull out those mental health themes. Let's dive in. Ooh. Okay, we're going to pause here. I just find it so ironic that they're talking about something so like scary and intense, and yet it's like party vibes. It's proper like old school, isn't it? The first thing I'm sort of noticing is if you go back, like I'm a millennial, my sense of time is really obscure and off. Back in the day, let's say, in the grand scheme of things, it's not even that long ago. They used to use demonic possession as catch-all term for mental illness. And they would often say that somebody is possessed when maybe they're experiencing things like psychosis, hallucinations, like intrusive thoughts. I'm already seeing a bit of a crossover here. It's like there's something inside me. It can feel like your body's just being taken over by something so foreign. There are lots of mental health difficulties or illnesses that can create this kind of feeling of like my body is not my own. I feel like I'm in a prison in my own body. Also things like dissociation, like I don't feel like my life is my own. I don't feel like my body is my own. And it can be a really like disconcerting experience. So there's a bit of a crossover there between like possession and the feeling of being possessed and mental illness. Let's look at some of the lyrics so far. There is something inside me. They don't know if there's a cure. Cure is that sort of weird term, isn't it? Like there are medications, there's treatments, but really the word cure, it's based on a sense of like a feeling. I feel better. It's a sickening heartache. It's slowly tormenting my soul. I've invested my prayers into making me whole. It's like when it's so consuming that all you can do is invest all of your time and all of your prayers into making you whole again, feel better. Save me from the monster that is eating me. Again, just a very visual way of saying, I just feel like I'm being consumed by something and I'm victimized. I feel like a victim. People say that as well, like, I don't like who I've become. I feel like I'm a victim of myself. Also, themes of sort of self-harm could come through with that lyric. Interesting so far. Let's continue. Through a life of devotion, I've been quelling my urges to burst. I've been fighting the notion to my love be coerced. I should have known. let's pause again because so much to unpick. Through a life of devotion, I've been killing my urges to burst. Is that exploring that sense of you're spinning so many different plates and trying to keep everyone else happy all the time that it means that sometimes you suppress yourself and those urges to just let things go? I've been fighting the notion to, by love, be coerced. Why would somebody be resistant to love? This idea of just in case I may be coerced or like made to do something against my will, I'm going to avoid that, which isn't helpful, right? Because it means that through avoiding that thing, you're never going to experience it in a positive way. So rather than experience the positive thing of love, I'd rather avoid it just in case, on the off chance this thing happens. Even with things like anxiety, it highlights the role of avoidance, doesn't it? Like, if I believe that I'm going to die in a roller coaster, then I'm not going to go on the roller coaster, even though there's such a tiny, minuscule chance of you dying on a roller coaster. I'm going to avoid the fun that I potentially could have, that I would be most likely to have because of that. Just an interesting thing to think about. Yeah, and then the lyric, I'm victimized, changes to I'm paralyzed in the next chorus. That's also interesting because it's like, I was victimized before, and that trauma of being victimized came first. Now I feel paralyzed. It's like we've gone so much further that now I feel like I just can't move. I can't do anything. It's consumed me to the point of just being stuck. And that again is so common. Let's listen to the rest of the song out and then we'll... I'm no longer sure. I should have known not to give in. I should have known not to give in. Blasphemy, heresy, save me from the monster that is seeing me. I realize, blasphemy, heresy, save me from the bottom of my heart. I know I'm Satanized from the bottom of my heart. I know I'm Satanized from the bottom of my heart. I know I'm Satanized. I'm Satanized. I'm Satanized. Ooh, I love that ending. I find it really interesting in this video that like all of it's quite creepy, like all of the smiles on the people's faces and stuff, and the essence of the song is like a bit disconcerting as well in itself, because it was singing about such dark things like being satanized and being taken over by this horrible like negative energy, and yet it's like, I'm satanized. It's so creepy and eerie. I'm also thinking about just the title of the song and that they keep repeating, I'm satanized throughout. When you feel taken over so much by negative forces in your life, or maybe feeling like you're corrupted or tainted, or just this sense of I'm not who I was before, I'm different, and therefore I'm somehow darker than I was before. This idea that things that happen can take over and change you as a person, and how that can feel, and how creepy and eerie that can sometimes feel as well. I don't know, I'm sort of thinking about things like PTSD with the experience of dissociation, and how much that can feel like you're not in your own body, or you're not in your own life anymore, or like you corrupted or tainted in that same way. Or I'm thinking of things like severe anxiety to the point where you're just avoiding things and you don't feel like yourself anymore. I'm also thinking of things like intrusive thoughts and OCD. I'm also thinking of things like psychosis and how awful that must feel. Hallucinations or hearing voices, things like that, and how just scary that must be. I know there's religious themes in Ghost a lot of the time, but definitely there's a mental health crossover there, and I'm definitely getting some of those themes out there. So I'd be really curious to hear what you thought, and if you had any other sort of things to add to this. If you have any other song requests for me, I'd also love to hear them. And again, Ghost is not a band that I normally listen to, so something new for me. If you do enjoy content like this, then please do like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, do all of those lovely things, because it really helps me. And I'm really trying to build a lovely little community here and get those mental health messages out there. I've really enjoyed having you here with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.